Hello Groww users. I'm going to talk about Axis Bluechip Fund. Axis Bluechip Fund is a large cap category fund. One of the criteria for investing in this fund is growth and quality as a parameter, what we use. And that has been always our philosophy. This remains the crux of investment for this. When you talk about growth, then always we look at the companies which are growing faster than industry and the industries which are growing faster than GDP. And when it comes to the quality, quality actually has various parameters which may be quantitative and some of them are qualitative. But most of the qualitative parameters like moat or we talk about value addition, competitive advantage, we see to it that they reflect sufficiently in the financials, that is the quantitative parameter. And those parameters are like return on equity being higher than cost of capital. It can be your free cash flow generation being higher. So we normally test what is the free cash flow to PAT. Then there are various other parameters like whether the companies are full tax paying and the working capital is managed, the leverage levels are low. These are the key things which actually reflects in financials whether the company is really having a moat and whether the company is really able to generate business in a competitive manner in the market. These are the key things which we look at while we select a stock. So when it comes to the question is always comes whether it is a top down or bottom up approach. In this we call it as a bottom up approach because it is about the companies. But there can be some element of top down in a sense you in some of the sectors you may have to take call on the currency or the interest rates and the macroeconomic environment globally as well as locally, like the crude oil as one of the parameter. So some of these elements also go into it. So it is not purely bottom up, but yes, I would say a 5-10% of top down approach also goes into the selection of stocks. When you coming to this fund and the composition of it and what are the key sectors in it, our funds are generally invested into consumption as a theme. Now, when we talk about consumption, people tend to believe that it is only about the soaps, etc. But it is not only restricted to that. What we include is right from retail credit growth. So retail credit growth normally funds consumption, which you have seen in last many years that consumer durable items and many other housing, automobile, these items are actually funded by loans. So that's where the retail credit growth plays a role into it. So retail credit growth right from that to soaps and everything in between, including jewelry, footwear, apparel, it can be anything. So it's about it can be four-wheeler, it can be two-wheeler. So consumption is not restricted to only the consumption item. It starts right from the financials of consumption, NBFCs, that is the retail credit driven NBFCs and banks, to staples. So these are the key themes in the portfolio. In that also, if you notice that which segments have grown faster than GDP and any other sector, the one of the sector is retail credit growth, and that's where you will notice that the fund is heavy into the retail credit growth driven stocks and NBFCs, and that's where the bulk of investment is lying. The Axis Bluechip Fund is being in a large cap category is for normally for it offers lesser risk and lesser return. So if you notice a risk reward curve of any fund, normally a large cap category offers a relatively less risk, less return in the entire equity investment universe. So this fund is in that category. Considering the overall opportunities in the market across large cap, mid cap and small cap, I am of the opinion that a large cap as a category should be the core of anyone's portfolio in their equity investment. And that's where I would suggest that this fund should be and this category should be looked at as a core holding for long-term investment. It can be 5-year, 10-year, 15-year or whatever is your goal. But then this category, a large cap category, need to be one of the core holding for any investor in my opinion.